Watch 50 Cent has enough of Joy's race baiting, shuts her down on live TV. On an episode of The View, co-host Joy Behar pathetically attempted to bait rapper and actor Curtis 50 Cent Jackson with an absurd racial question. But it didn't go as she planned, with 50 Cent shutting her down on live television with his no-nonsense response. On an episode of The View, co-host Joy Behar bizarrely asked rapper and actor Curtis 50 Cent Jackson his thoughts on white people calling the police on black people. Because, apparently, you can only report a crime if the perpetrator happens to have your same skin color. It's an epidemic these days, claimed Behar. Is it, though? 50 Cent didn't seem to think so. According to the Daily Wire, Behar listed off several examples of people calling the police on someone over something silly, though she made it entirely about race. For example, she noted the NYC woman who went viral for ridiculously calling the cops on a little girl for selling lemonade outside their apartment complex without a permit. The girl selling the drinks happened to be black and the woman who called the cops happened to be white. There was absolutely no evidence of racial bias or malice, not that this mattered to Behar in the slightest. Much to her dismay, however, 50 Cent didn't take the bait. These are specific people's actions, he explained. It wouldn't matter what color the person is, that person is calling the cops for anything. You think? Asked Behar, disappointment in her voice. Yeah, he answered decisively. If it seems to Behar that an epidemic has emerged wherein a disproportionate number of white people are reporting crimes involving black people, there's actually a very simple explanation, one so infantile that even she, an unhinged, raging liberal suffering from a bad case of Trump derangement syndrome, should be able to wrap her tiny mind around it. African Americans make up just 13% of America's population, a number that is falling fast because many of them kill their own babies before they're ever born. Meanwhile, this same demographic commits the vast majority of criminal offenses. You do the math, Joy. There are far more white people around, but black people commit most of the crime. Clearly, there are going to be lots of calls coming into the police from white people witnessing a black person's criminal activity. But, of course, this would not be the first time that the cackling co-hosts of The View try to bait a black guest into perpetuating the false narrative that all white people are racist. If you recall, they did the same thing to Charlie Pride, who appeared on the daytime talk show last year to promote his most recent studio album. Whoopi Goldberg, who admitted that she was so starstruck upon meeting Pride that she could barely keep it together, asked the legendary country music artist what it was like to earn a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award as the only man of color in the country music industry. What was it like to be the first black country artist? Co-host Sarah Haynes seconded. Before I answer that, replied Pride, I told my wife I wasn't going to get long-winded. I'm going to have to condense this down. He continued, you just mentioned, of color. When I first started in this business, one reporter said, Charlie, how does it feel to be the Jackie Robinson of country music? Charlie, how does it feel to be the first colored country singer? Charlie, how does it feel to be the first Negro country singer? Charlie, how does it feel to be the first Afro-American country singer? According to IJR, Pride's answer was one for the ages. I said I feel the same way I did when I was colored, he replied. It would seem that any time a black person appears on The View, the show's host sees the opportunity to promote their liberal agenda. This must be infuriating to their African American guests. Imagine, after endless hours of hard work and determination, achieving such a level of success that you have the opportunity to appear on television to promote your latest endeavor, but all the interviewers want to do is use your skin color to further their own agenda. That must be maddening. 50 Cent and Charlie Pride were smart not to fall into the race baiting trap set for them by the women of The View. But,